Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm Professor Spira, and today I'm going to give you a very quick sneak peek of some materials that I'm working on to be released hopefully within the next couple months, definitely by the end of summer. I would like to have this Mucusless Diet Healing System Ecourse that I'm putting together, and it will include a bunch of different materials such as various ebooks by Arnold Ehret or Arnold Ehret's works in ebook format, but probably one of the most significant things that I'm adding to it is a presentation, a video presentation where I explore the text, some of the most important texts, such as the Mucusless Diet Healing System. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about what's going on. So this is part of the ebook here of the Mucusless Diet Healing System that I'm putting together. Now, here we have the PowerPoint presentation that I'm working on, and this is just this might not be what it looks like. This is just kind of the initial thing that I developed. But I've always wanted to do this, basically create an annotated version of the Mucusless diet that still has the original content, yet comments or adds the contemporary insights for the 21st century, because there are problems with the book itself in terms of contradicting itself. There's the famous fats and nuts contradiction. In one part of the book it says that nuts are part of the Mucusless diet, and then it turns around and it explains that fats are mucus forming and that even nuts are acid forming and problematic. And so it contradicts itself. There's explanations for why it does that, and that's the kind of thing that I want to address. The Ragnar Berg table, it's a problem. A lot of people don't know what to do with that. So I want to take people step by step through the entire Mucusless Diet Healing System and go over these issues and just go over the general principles. So maybe I'll just do a quick little snapshot, and I'm just doing this off the cuff. I haven't rehearsed any of this yet. Just felt like sharing this and getting a little feedback, see what you guys think. But basically this is almost like cliff notes for the Mucusless diet. This PowerPoint presentation essentially will be the cliff notes as per Professor Spira. What I find to be the most important snippets from the Mucusless diet that are essential for everybody to understand and learn. And if I were doing the presentation, I would just probably paraphrase some of this information or perhaps read it. And of course, every disease, no matter what name it is known by medical science, is constipation. And this constipation is so incredibly important to understand. We're not just talking about only bowel constipation, but it starts in the bowels, it starts in the colon. But it is an entire constipation of the mucous membrane, the tissue system, lymphatic system, to the point where it bleeds over into the bloodstream. Our entire organism is totally encumbered by waste. And the only way that I know of, that I've ever seen, to eliminate this waste and reconstruct the bloodstream and promote cellular regeneration is first and foremost eliminate the mucus forming foods from the dietary, then do various forms of fasting. And within that, you get into your colon irrigation, your transitionary diet, and that becomes the Mucusless Diet Healing System, and even other diets that talk about healing and that kind of stuff, when they work, oftentimes unconsciously, without even knowing that that's what they're doing, it will be some kind of camouflage fast. So fasting will be involved at some level, whether it's conscious or unconscious, deliberate or not deliberate, and there will be get away from a lot of mucus forming foods. And I always think about this when people are in hospitals and they'll be getting all these drugs and stuff, or maybe they refuse the drugs and people, they think they won't heal, but they're also refusing food because they're not naturally not hungry. Now, of course, the hospital feeds people just insane mess, but we don't understand a lot of these people that end up healing miraculously, that make the doctors are like, wow, how'd they do that? Well, they stopped eating because they didn't want to eat your jello that you gave them. They actually wanted to heal, so they actually stopped eating. Now, what we can do with our mucusless technology is make it a lot more comfortable, make the transition more rational and make sense, as opposed to laying there in a hospital bed, just trying, not hungry, trying to resist the meatloaf that's in front of you. If you already understand that that's not even something that should be in your room, if you're talking about healing, we can really make the process much more refined than what a lot of people end up stumbling upon themselves. Anyway, see, I have a lot to say about this subject that I want people to understand, but see, I haven't animated all these pages yet, but I would probably not go too far off on tangents. I don't know. Maybe I could get some feedback on that. Would you want tangents, as I'm good at doing when I get talking about these things? A lot of people prefer that because I end up saying a lot of stuff that just comes to me that is relevant, yet I wouldn't necessarily talk about it if I stayed really strict to the regimen, if I strictly just kind of went through the bullet points in a more mechanical kind of fashion. I can't do anything too mechanical, but if I did that, then it would, I don't know, I probably will strike a balance between the two, allow myself to go off when necessary, but when it really comes down to just hitting the bullet points, then hit the bullet points. So I won't go over all this now. Obviously that will be in the final course, but just kind of do a quick overview here. I still have to go back and I'll tidy up a lot of these and shorten a lot of these various bullet points and refine everything a little bit, maybe add a few more notations. This pretty much is just straight notes from the Mucusless Diet. I haven't added too much of my own additional notes yet, and I'll probably eventually go back, scale some of this material back, things of that nature. So this was what I wanted to get to. Then I like to have sections where I talk about or offer questions, like review questions, and this is only right off the cuff, off the top of my head, just basic general comprehension questions. How does Arnold Ehret define disease? How does Arnold Ehret define constipation? About how many pounds of uneliminated fecal matter is in most humans? It is wrong to think, change this, it is wrong to think that human illness may be healed by merely eating the right food, adhering to special menus, or undergoing long fasts. I didn't finish that question. The end of that question is what are the 3 points that, 3 important factors that Ehret mentions. Oh, okay, I see what I did. So, like I said, just totally, really all of a sudden felt inspired to share this with you guys because I'm working on it as we speak. And I just really hope that I'll be able to put something together that will be easy to understand, easily accessible. If I don't put the whole Mucusless Diet on an audiobook format, there'll at least be several chapters of the most important chapters. I already have, like, chapter 1 is done, and just, basically in an audiobook format. And so the idea is just to have as many resources as possible. There's a lot of different learning styles. Some people do really well with just a book. Give them a book, the written word. They don't want to hear nothing. That's it. Give them a book and they can study it. Other people are visual learners. So they can read the book, but they might like to see pictures. And so I could make videos that's more centered on visualization, showing you what the mucus looks like. What does meat look like that's turned into pus, that's been heated up and then just sits in your intestines? What does that actually look like? To get into the pictures of this kind of stuff, pictures of pathology and disease. That's one thing that will be in this course somewhere. Then there's people that are oral learners like myself. I learn best hearing. Now, of course, we all learn best at some level, kind of combining all of these. But for me, I'm more of an oral learner. So what I'm doing now, the audio kind of lecture format, is best for me in terms of learning. That's how I retain the most from hearing somebody talk about the material. So again, it's my vision for this project. I really putting some time in on this, and there'll also be an overall syllabus, which probably will also be worth the price of admission, to have an organized approach to all of the course material. Say, okay, read chapters 1 through 3 in day 1 or 2 or week 1 or whatever, and then read these articles from Spira Speaks ebook. Read it, just that kind of thing. And I'm not sure, I probably won't include the entire Spira Speaks ebook, but there'll be articles or abridged versions of things that will probably make it in this. And the ultimate package would really be everything that I have all put together, and that option will also be there as well. So anyway, I want to thank you for letting me just share with you what I'm working on. Like I said, this is probably not how this will look. I just put up a couple quick animation schemes and visualization just so that I could show you guys what I'm doing. But that's all for now. If you have any questions about this project or suggestions about the kind of stuff that you would really like to see put into an ultimate mucusless diet course, then definitely leave them in the comments below. Let me know, because I am obviously at the end of the day, this is for you. This is so you can better understand, have something that you can share with your friends and family. That has really always been something I've been real passionate about doing, is because I know how hard it is to share this information with people that have never been exposed to it. And it's a lot easier to not necessarily have the conversation yourself until you really understand it and articulate it well, because people start really getting on you if you say the wrong thing, or people become unofficial nutritionists talking about protein and all this stuff. Like, as they're eating a Big Mac, they're telling you about the protein you need. It gets kind of crazy. So to have something like this, and that's the other purpose of the videos and stuff as well, but to have something where you can give it to people and say, look, it's on you at this point. All I can do is lead you to the information. I can't make you eat it. I can't make you check it out. If you're really kind of, real interesting, you can, you start to organize these almost like study groups. And you could bring in a whole, 30 of your friends and have a juice party, and at some point you start, play the video of one of these videos where we're talking about the different content or something. So, like I said, I'm just kind of brainstorming at the moment, but I really, really, really want to get this information out there, and I want it to be in a definitive way where there's no questions. It's all very clear, and it's, people are able to get the information that they need so that they feel very comfortable with their transition, that they understand that Eric never told anybody to just go and do long fast. Eric never told anybody to just eat nothing but fruit for the rest of their life. He has an incredibly rational, systematic, transitional approach, and I have yet to see a lot of people truly, truly grasp the sophistication and nuance of the transition. And that's really what I hope to contribute to the world of plant-based healing, is to understand how important it is to deal with the transition, because sooner or later, if you don't deal with the transition is going to deal with you. Thank you for listening. Peace, love, and breath.